The day is almost here, fellas. Almost here. What's up, fans? So this is my final video before the draft. Now the draft is Thursday. I'll be live streaming at 7:30. So come hang out, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'll be live, so come hang out. I'm gonna try to live stream the whole draft, but depending on how fast the draft goes or how slow the draft goes, we'll see how that goes. And then directly after the draft or directly after the Dolphins pick, or when I stop streaming, I'm gonna post a video about our first overall pick and depending on who that is. But before I get into that, so I already announced the winner of the Cutout Creations, Polyking 305. I will be sending out his package on Friday. I also announced in my live stream, if you didn't watch it yet, second winner, Jet Trench. He won the second winner, which is going to be a Dolphin t-shirt that I'm going to send out to him. But the thing is, he hit me up saying I won, right? But he hasn't hit me up with his address and his information. He has to hit me up on Twitter or Instagram message with his address and information. If he does not get back to me by Thursday, in the live stream on Thursday, I'm going to pick a new second winner. Now, I don't know if I'm going to pick off of the 300 list I already have or the guys that are in the live stream, because it seems like if I pick off the list of the people that the 300 and something people, a lot of those people tend to not get back to me. So it might just be live stream people. I haven't decided, but Jet Trench needs to get back to me by Thursday before the live stream at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Please. Now that I got all of that out of the way, it's time to talk about the Miami Dolphins draft. Telling you everything I know and getting you guys ready for the Dolphins pick at 13. So let's break it down. Let's talk about the picks the Dolphins have. The Dolphins have pick number 13 in the first round, pick number 16 or 448 in the second round, pick 15 or 78 in the third round, pick 14 or 116 in the fourth round, pick 13 or 151 in the fifth round, no sixth round pick this year, and then two seventh round picks back to back, 19 and 20 or 233, 234. Break down some of the Dolphins' needs. Now, if you have been new to this channel and you just subscribed, welcome. How are you? How's your day or night, depending on when you're watching this? Here are some of you guys know that I constantly talk about the needs that the Dolphins have. Here are the needs. For me, the primary number one needs the Dolphins have are offense and defensive line. Specifically for offensive line, left tackle we're fine. We have Laramie Tunsil. We are not going to be able to fill up all four of the rest of the offensive line. So I think at center we'll be all right with Kilgore if he stays healthy. I think we need a right tackle and at least one more guard. And I think the Dolphins offensive line will be good for this year. So that's what I'm looking at in this year's draft is a right tackle and a guard, left or right, depending on who is available and the best. If we can get a center and then move Kilgore, or if we can get a center. But again, it's, to me, top needs at the offensive line are guards, right tackle, or center, right tackle. Right tackle is pretty up there. Second is defensive line. Now, for me, edge rusher is more important than DT at this point because we still have Vincent Taylor, Gottschall, Spence. Then we picked up a few guys. We also the free agency is still out there. That's another thing I'm going to talk about. So for me, edge rusher is most important. I would like to see them do edge rusher in the first round. If not, if a potential trade down, which I'm going to get into, then potentially a D tackle in the end of first round or second round. Then we have quarterback, but I honestly don't see the Dolphins doing anything quarterback-wise in this draft, not maybe until the fourth or after round pick. For me, I think they're going to just rock with Fitzpatrick and rock with what they have and then go into 2020 looking for their star franchise quarterback. But quarterback is number 3 for me. Corner/safety. Now, I say corner/safety because we don't know what Micah Fitzpatrick is doing. If Micah Fitzpatrick is playing corner, boundary corner, opposite of Xavier Howard, then we need a safety. And vice versa. If he's playing safety, then we need a corner. But that's like 4th on the list. For me, then after that, it's running back. These are later rounds, maybe 6th, 5th, 6th, 7th rounder. We need a running back. We have 2 on the team. Not saying they're not capable, but you want depth. So running back, and then wide receiver, linebacker, wide receiver, because the team is pretty deep at wide receiver, but a lot of experienced wide receivers, Isaiah Ford, Bryce Butler, these guys haven't really been playing much, but we still do need a wide receiver, but it's further down the list on the linebacker because we have McMillan, Kiko, Baker, Hull came back. We still have linebackers. So that's my list of needs from most important to least important. For me, offensive line and defensive line are kind of like hand in hand. Really, really important that we build those two up. Now, just before I said free agency, after May 8th, the Dolphins can sign players and it won't affect their compensatory picks, which is a third and a fifth right now for Juwan James and Cameron Wake. Expect the Dolphins on the 8th and the 9th to go absolutely bananas in pajamas, signing a ton of free agents. You know for a fact you're getting a Dolphin video from me. I might even live stream on the 8th or the 9th just talking about all of the players the Dolphins are going to sign in free agency. Now, I know a lot of you guys are probably like, there's no one really good out there. Trust me, there's still some really good right tackles. There's still some really good defensive linemen, especially the young defensive lineman, Danny Shelton. And Ndamukong Suh is still out there, but I don't know if he'll ever come back to Miami, but you never know. He might come back to Miami. So there's still a lot of players that are out there that after May 8th, it won't affect the Dolphins' comp pick. So expect them to go hog wild because they still have a lot of money. But don't expect them to go too hog wild because they want to have a lot of money for next year. But expect them to really try to fortify this team now because there's a lot of holes that need to be filled. That is a breakdown of the picks the Dolphins have, the needs the Dolphins have, what the Dolphins potentially are going to do after the draft. So now let's talk about the players I want if the Dolphins stay at 13. Now, if the Miami Dolphins stay at 13, there are two guys specific that I want at 13. One, Ed Oliver. Will he fall to 13? I don't know. I highly doubt it. I would love Ed Oliver at 13. And two, Jonah Williams from Alabama. I would love him at 13. I would jump on him in a heartbeat at 13. Now, will it happen? I don't think so. A lot of what I'm seeing is they're going to go way earlier than 13. But you never know with the draft. Also, I am not trading up in this draft. I don't care if it's 2 picks ahead or we need more picks because we need more players. So I'm not trading up in this draft. I'm sitting pat and potentially taking them. I wouldn't mind Jawan Taylor at 13. I think we could potentially trade back, especially with the Redskins, who are 2 picks behind us at 15, especially if Haskins is still there, and then take Jawan Taylor and get an extra pick. But if we're staying pat at 13, then those are the 2 I want, Ed Oliver, Jonah Williams. I think they'd really help the team. And then when it comes to trade down scenarios, there's a ton of defensive players, even offensive players that the Dolphins could potentially get for trading down with the Giants, trading down with the Raiders. If the Raiders want to jump up and take a quarterback that's still there at 13, they're probably going to have to give up a lot, especially the 2 picks that they already have in the first round. The Giants would have to probably give up a good amount to jump from, I think it's 17 all the way up to 13, maybe a second, maybe a third. If they want Haskins and he's still there, or if Daniel Jones, which I'm hearing a lot of rumors that they want Daniel Jones, you can see a lot of trade down possibilities. If the Dolphins do trade down, there's certain names that I would like for them to grab. Farrell, defensive end from Clemson. Now, a lot of people have him higher than 13, but a lot of people have him lower than 13 because of some of his issues. Dillard, Cody Ford, Dexter Lawrence. Now, I'm bringing up Dexter Lawrence because he's a possibility if the Dolphins trade down with the Patriots. I know it's blasphemy, especially trading with a team in your division, but if one of the top tight ends is there at 13 and the Patriots are afraid of losing him, if I was the Dolphins and the Patriots called, and it was Bill Belichick, and I'm Brian Flores, I'd be like, what? They have 32nd pick in the first round. They have 2 2s, 3 3s. If they want to go from 32 to 13, they got to give up a lot. A lot. And that is a good scenario for the Dolphins to trade down, pick up a ton of picks, especially in next year's draft. They'd probably get a bunch of picks, but they'd probably pick up some of their 2s, some of their 3s, get a lot of capital, be able to really fortify that team, and then potentially take a Dexter Lawrence, potentially take a Jeffrey Simmons, all of these guys that would be in the end of the first, early second. So I wouldn't be against trading down. And then speaking of Jeffrey Simmons, there are some players that recently news is coming out that they could potentially fall and fall far. Rashawn Gary, he has a labrum tear. Now, they said that he could play with a labrum tear this year, but then he'd have to be out the next year because he needs shoulder surgery. Or he's going to have to be out a couple months this year because he has to rehabilitate his labrum tear. Montez Sweat has the heart condition, and then you already know about Jeffrey Simmons. So these are guys that could potentially start falling. Now, they would be a risk to take at 13, but they wouldn't be such a risk to take at 32. Or if we get more picks in a trade down scenario, to get it there. So that's where I'm thinking of with the trade down scenario. But in a whole with this draft, I would love for them in the first round to pick up an offensive lineman or a defensive lineman and really get a starter and a star that will be with this team for the next 7-8 years. I've said this time and time again in tons and tons of videos, we have to fortify the offense and defensive line. For the offensive line, if we fortify that offensive line and give the quarterback time to throw the ball or give the running backs lanes to run through, it really starts to make this offense into something great where then all of a sudden the defense can pin their ears back because we're up by 14. You know, they're not having to worry about the run. They're not going to have to worry about anything but get after the quarterback. So we really need to fortify this offensive line to open up play action, to open up deep passes. You know, the only way you can do a deep pass is you got to give the quarterback at least 4 seconds. You also need receivers to get off press coverage and go down the field, but you need the quarterback to have the time to throw the ball. On the defensive line, we need a better defensive line. If you can get at the quarterback and have him throw the ball before he wants to, that's when interceptions happen, and that's when the corners and the safeties thrive and eat. It's because these quarterbacks have 2-3 seconds. They can't do their full reads. They have to hurry up and get the ball out, make mistakes, or take sacks. It's 3rd and 2, you know, we're down by 2 points, and we need to stop them. Right now or last year, if that was the Dolphins situation, you'd be like, we're not getting that sack. Game's over. They're going to get the first down. But if we have a stout defensive line, they'll get that sack. They'll make that stop, especially on the run. If we could stop the run and then really force these quarterbacks and these teams to start airing the ball out because they can't run on us, turnovers and turnovers and turnovers. We had a ton of turnovers last year, almost led the league in turnovers, and our defensive line sucked. Just imagine if we had a good defensive line. So those are my top 2. We need to fortify this offense and defensive line. Quarterback, for me, could wait. I would ride with Fitzpatrick. I know a lot of you guys would hate that. A lot of you guys think we should get a quarterback. If it's there in the 4th or 5th round or 6th round, we don't have a 6th round. If it's there in the 4th or 5th round, I'd jump on it, take a quarterback. But if something better's there, or if someone fell, like Jay Ajayi or, you know, Kenyon Drake or, you know, Rashad Jones or Jeremiah Bell type player is still there in the lates, you got to jump on it. You know, these things are more important than a quarterback right now because all consensus is Ryan Fitzpatrick is starting. So those are the top needs for me. Those are my scenarios that I think the Dolphins should do. Comment below. Let me know what you guys think about my needs in order. Let me know what you guys think about who I want at 13. Let me know what you guys think about the trade down scenario. Let me know what you guys think about the injured players. Let me know what you guys think about May 8th. And that after May 8th, they don't have to worry about losing comp picks and they are going to go ham on the rest of these free agents. Also won't cost that much because the free agents are still out there, which means not a lot of people want them, so it won't cost as much. Comment below, let me know what you think, and let me get to your guys' comment of the day. And this one comes from Rocky, and he says, I really like what Flores and Greer are doing and the vision they have. I think they're going to make us contenders again. And this was on the video where I talked about what Greer and Flores had to say about minicamp and draft scenarios and all that stuff. And I agree with him. I think they're doing things differently. I like the way they're doing things. They're not going after the big players, like I've said before, and they're making it smart, getting team players. So I'm optimistic about the future, but I'm also very cautious. Like I normally tell you guys, I'd rather be surprised than let down. So with this season, I'm going to go in with a clean slate, seeing how they run the team and all that stuff. But thank you for the comment. Be sure to go follow me on Twitter. A lot of stuff is breaking, especially the Clark trade that they did with the Kansas City Chiefs. I think the Chiefs gave up a first next year, first this year, a second next year, and a third this year, while the Chiefs are getting a third this year, and Clark. So essentially they just switched thirds, but I tweeted that out. So be sure to go follow me on Twitter. You can also follow me on Instagram. I'm going to be posting more on there. Go check out the Bit Boys. We'll be posting a ton of videos after the draft. I'm going to do some more I'm going to do some Madden on there because I think some draft packs are going to come out. So I'm probably going to start doing that over on the Bit Boys. So go check it out. Also, give this video a thumbs up. The draft, while I'm recording this, which is a Tuesday, is a day away. I'm super pumped. I'm super excited to see what the Dolphins are doing. I hope they don't mess this up. I hope they do things right. So give this video a thumbs up because the train is moving. After May 8th, we're going to see more moves. We're going to see more signings. We're going to see this team get built into the image that Flores and Greer want. Subscribe if you're not subscribed already. If you're not subscribed already, hit that subscribe button. I'm going to be live Thursday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the draft. I'm going to be live for a very long time, so come hang out. Jet Trench, if you don't get back to me by Thursday, 7:30 p.m., I'm going to have to do another pick for the giveaway. So please get back to me. But other than that, I will see you guys Thursday for the live stream for the NFL draft. Super pumped, super excited. But like usual, stay classy and fins up.